Hello everyone, welcome to the Raging Heathens. I'm Young, I'm here with Kalan.
What's up?
And we're here to talk about what our opinions and thoughts are on Battlefield 5. I was told to write a script or take notes, but I don't like to listen.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, you got most of our opinion on the live stream yesterday of what we very, very much dislike about it.
Ah, the bugs.
Yes, so many bugs are in here.
I actually ran into another bug today.
Did you?
Yes.
What?
Falling through the fucking map.
You fell through the map?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, it keeps resetting me though. And I was sitting there like,
Was it when you first spawned in?
Mm-mm. I ran for a little bit. Like, I spawned in, I ran for a little while, got a kill, then continued on my merry way running. And I just, like, the screen freaks out and I go under the map, come back up, and I'm sitting there like, what the hell?
At least you didn't go, like, to the abyss or anything like that.
Right. No, I was sitting there for a minute and I was like, I just stopped, look around, look down, and I just see my body shaking. So I was sitting there, I was like,
So even your player is like freaked. I was like, what the fuck happened, man?
He's going through a PTSD situation. It's like, oh god.
It's happening again, man.
I know. I just sat there for a minute. I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Right.
Because every step I took, my dude went like from the waist down into the ground.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, I was like, jump out of the no man's hole
Underground?
thing. So I just started jumping and it fixed it for a minute. And I ran again. I was going uphill. I ran right through the fucking hill. Like, I popped out on the other side of the hill just from running. I go, okay, we're going to do it this way, I guess.
Turns out you're just a ghost of soldier that died on that field.
It was on Narvik.
So I figured we'd start with the positive things that we like about the game so far, that we've noticed, some of the core mechanics that we like about it. So I think one thing that I can appreciate about it is that you can in fact now kill people who are reviving people.
Yep.
Because apparently that used to not be a thing in Battlefield 1 and this one before they had patched it. Your thoughts on that while you carefully set down your monster?
That's really good. I do enjoy that because it stops the enemy from, being picked up. And
right. Like, I mean, you can be shot at any point in time.
Right. I mean, I would prefer, again, like how you said in the last talk we had on this, was being able to pull your buddies back.
Yeah, dragging. Like I said in that last one, I hear that they're going to add that, but I'm not 100%. I'm not one of the devs, and I'm not going to speak for them, but I hope they do, because that would really help out a lot.
Yeah.
What the f*** are you doing?
Don't judge me.
Trying to eat quietly?
No.
So next thing, did you like anything other than that about it?
The flying mechanics are a lot easier, but that's a pro to it, because Battlefield 1, the flying mechanics to me, personally, it was kind of difficult, but it took a while to get into the motion of it.
I mean, I can understand the mechanics being different, a little bit more difficult in 1 as opposed to 4 or 3, because they're not, trillion-dollar jets that, are supposed to handle like a dream. They're
They're
biplanes made of canvas and wood.
They're made of paper and wood.
Yeah.
Maybe some metal in there somewhere. The only downside to flying is that it's super slow.
Yeah, and I've noticed that this is the one negative that will go into this, in our list of positives, that when you were flying, that every once in a while, even if you didn't have any damage taken, you'd fly really, really, really slow for no reason.
You remember we were flying in the Stuka?
Yeah, and I was in your tail gunner.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that the thing that they're trying to do is when you take too much damage, like your engine will start sputtering and you'll start slowing down. Because
yeah, I get that.
There's perks to armor up your fuelage tank and all that, so you take less damage and you lose less quote unquote fuel to it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that it's just a bug of if it's completely fixed, that it'll still keep going slow because the bug kicks in and thinks that the tank still has, or the fuel tank has damage still.
Yeah, it still has the damage. It's still giving you the cripple. And we'll say that for the list of cons. But next one that I had was I really like the ability to spot things and kind of like it's forcing people to work together.
Yeah.
Downside to that is if you don't have a squad, you'll never get anywhere, because if you have a bunch of people running around, just doing whatever they want, and the squad's not listening, which is almost every game of Battlefield I've ever had, except for a few key points.
Right. I've had a couple games that are really team-oriented.
Yeah, and then a lot of them that just aren't. And that's neither here nor there. Play however you want, but if you're going to do that, maybe go create your own squad and make it private, instead of everyone else's.
But I mean, on the upside, if they're
contributing kills and shit.
Yeah, they're adding points to the squad leader, so he can throw in that V1 rocket or the JB2 missile.
Yeah, and that brings us to our next positive that I liked is that only squad leaders can call in that shit.
Yes.
So not every
Thank
Tom, Dick, and Harry is just
I'm
calling
so
V2s
happy
everywhere.
about that.
And I think the points where they have to unlock all this stuff, like resupply the tank and the V2, are at good points in which it's not happening so often that it's happening all over the map all the time. I mean, I've had like halfway through the game, then a V2 comes in.
Yeah.
More often, it's near the end of the game. A couple of V2s are coming in. That's about it. It's not just all the goddamn time just V2, 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 V2.
Right. Like, you're gonna hold on to that V2 until you need that edge. Because that damn missile is gonna clear out an entire point.
Yeah, and I'll put in right now when I edit this all together, when I had a V2 that really saved my ass because I was currently taking A or defending A. I had told the squad to remain A. I think 2 of them ran off. 1 of them stayed.
Hey, I shot 3 people close to A.
I know. And they're pushing down the far left side from B, or from B, it'd be the right side towards A, and there's a whole bunch of them coming down the street, and we couldn't hold them off because there just wasn't the bodies there to hold them off.
Right.
I realized I have a V2, so I targeted it in the street, this end of the street where they're kind of congregating, and it was able to hurt enough of them, kill enough of them that we were able to defend it.
How many kills did you get off that V2?
I tried looking back at the video and counting the amount of tickets that went down, which is, I know, a really bad way of doing it, but because I haven't said that I don't get any feed, I don't get my feed of
you don't
kills.
get a kill feed.
Yeah, I find that distracting, so I take it out. But I think it was overall 6 or 7 kills out of it, and then a bunch of wounded, and then assist kills.
Right.
So overall, I think it affected 10 to 15 players. I don't know.
Now my question is, if you drop a JD2 or a V2, will it kill downed infantry that are holding out for bleeding out?
No, that's actually not a function. You can't kill downed enemies.
Should be.
Yeah, that's
at least the missile and shit.
Well, yeah. That's another thing, is that certain areas, I think certain blast radius, they have it so that when you're within a certain blast radius, it knocks you on your ass. Well, I think, a little bit closer, it should, hurt you, and then a little bit closer, it kills you, and a little bit closer, it kills you with no chance of revival.
Yeah.
Within a certain radius of the center of detonation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I like to see them add in, is that you can kill downed enemies.
Help, I'm bleeding out.
No, you ain't.
Execution style. Pray. Oh dear.
Too slow.
This is war. You don't say oh.
So, any other positives that you had? With classes or anything like that, gunplay, anything?
I do enjoy that, with your Allied and Axis forces, you have 2 complete different vehicles.
Yep.
On your tanks,
your
half tracks, your jeeps, your little bike things. I don't remember what those are called.
Right. Yeah.
Your little armored motorcycles.
Yeah.
And then on the Allied forces, you got the jeeps. The same thing, but it's all
the Shermans.
It's all differently made.
Yeah.
It's towards what the Germans and the Allied forces would have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were making the observation with the bombers.
Yeah.
The bombers for
the bombers, on the Axis side, you had the Stukas, the B1s and the BAs and the B2s or whatever the hell they are.
Yes.
And then on the Allied forces, you get the Spitfires, which one is just for air dogfights. The other one is air to ground slightly, air to assisting ground forces.
Yeah.
And then you got your bomber that's got the ball turret gunner on the top.
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Yeah, that one seems to be a little funky.
Yeah, it's real bulky, slow, and...
but then again, that's how it was.
Well,
They're very easy targets, slow and bulky. Upside of that, because we're still in the positives, I see that if they ever do come out with, which I can only assume they will, come out with air superiority, that might be a really fun game mode. If you add in like bombing runs and missions and stuff like that.
Well, see, I think if you want bombing missions and bombing runs and all that, you'd go with like co-op play.
Like how they did with 4. They had like some co-op missions or something like that, or like.
I'm talking like Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
How you had the co-op gameplays.
Yeah.
I'd say something like that.
That's what I just said.
No, it's not called Fort.
I said 4. Like
Fort. Oh, I thought you said Fort.
No.
No,
it's just my super cool way of saying Fortnite. I'm just too busy being so f***ing awesome to say the whole thing.
Hey, if you want to get famous overnight, you play that.
I know. But, yeah, like, the co-op missions that they had in Battlefield 4, if they add in, like, a smaller amount of people who are able to be on the ground, like, I'd say, like, not everyone can just be on the ground all at once, because for most of World War II, it was, you know, like famous bombing run missions and stuff like that.
Right, alright.
That's what I'm trying to model it after, what I think I should model it after.
I don't know, you could turn that into a co-op thing where, you know, one of the people, or one player has to be the bomber, and the other one has to be in the Spitfire to protect that bomber, and go after, you'd have to go after like AI or something. Or that Spitfire would have to defend the AI so they can bomb these targets they need to bomb.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just keep going on like that.
See, I wouldn't put it...
And it'd be progressively harder every time.
Yeah, I get it. That would be a cool thing for, like, a single player that doesn't count towards any sort of multiplayer thing. They've kind of phased away from that. I mean, I think most games have. But what I'm thinking is, like, if you have, like, just... Because most bombing runs didn't have, you know... If you're the bombing run, you didn't have soldiers on the ground... You know, fighting the forces trying to get rid of anti-air. It was basically you hit the anti-air before they hit you.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is that the opposing team was just an enemy team spawned in.
Like an enemy sitting in a fort, defending that fort, and then the allied team would be all planes and all that.
Well, no, because I assume that even the Germans had some defending aircraft.
Well, yeah.
So, and I'm not talking like bots or anything like that. I'm talking like actual players. Yeah. So the actual players can defend whatever they want.
Kind of like a ground-to-air superiority bombing run.
Right. I think that'd be really cool. I think a lot of people would get a lot of fun not playing it, because I would have a lot of fun playing that.
But for how long would you have fun? You personally, knowing how mad you get when you die.
So for me, that game mode, me getting pissed off would probably, you know, if they change a few things about the planes, because I've noticed that you can't really fly too incredibly high with those things.
Yeah, they stall out, and it's real aggravating.
Yeah, I think they need to up the amount of high they can go, because you can only get like just out of like anti-air range when they're pointing like straight up.
Yeah.
And I've tested that theory with some private games that I've played. So if they adjust a few things, I think it'd be a really fun game mode, especially not instantly killing you when your vehicle's destroyed, but if you can go down with it and somehow bail out.
Banzai!
And if you can bail out and like try and hold off as much as you possibly can, like the only way that you can get out of this plane is if it's shot down.
Yeah.
You can't just have a bunch of people just parachuting out. I think that'd be dumb. Or you'd have people wasting planes to get to a certain area, dive bomb, or just kamikaze that shit, and then bail out last second and try and do whatever.
And that's a waste of resource planes too.
Right. And honestly, it's stupid. I hate that. But if they tweak it a little bit, I think it'd be a really fun game mode, and I would play the out of it.
Now, something I just thought of, because you told me to, you know, think about things that I like and dislike about the game, and, you know, getting into specifics to it. You were saying something about, like, the soldiers and all that, and then I brought up, you know, the vehicles and the planes and all that. With the soldiers, what I like is that they all have their own specific traits.
What do you mean?
Like, the recon, if it has critical health, they can retreat faster.
Can they?
Yes.
Oh, alright. Oh, like with the
the trait things. Like, the medic gets the syringe. That's actually its trait. The support...
Not something that can be taken away.
Yeah. The support has, I think it's the build faster... It's
build fortifications faster and build heavier ones.
Assault was
You can
regenerate health faster than
Yeah.
every other class.
Yeah.
I like that. What I don't like is I don't really see it work.
I see it work sometimes, but I think where you fail to see it is that when you're like playing as Assault, you can regenerate health, but like with every other class, you don't regenerate full health. I've noticed that. That's something that bothers me. Is that when you're shot and like you dip down to like 16% health,
Yeah.
if you sit and you hide, you'll regen health without using any med packs or anything. But you only like regen to like 59% health, or like 50 or 75%.
I've regened all the way to 100.
I've never regen to. I've regen to 100 when I've taken like one round of like a pistol.
I was down to like 16 less health, and I regenerated all of it.
I may have just gone.
I think it's just like, because like how I seen it was, you have to literally stop, relax, pretty much, is let your soldier relax and recuperate.
I mean, I tried that too, but I mean, it could have just been like a little bug I
Yeah,
had.
again, it's beta, so.
So I mean, I can't pick it apart too much.
There's 1,000,003 things wrong with it.
Right. You know, things you appreciate about it. Like I know you were in a tank for a little bit.
I like the tanks to the degree of accuracy of how they looked in war.
Yeah.
In history.
Yeah.
I don't like how fast the guns shoot.
Yeah.
And how fast they overheat.
Well, again, we'll get into the cons in a bit.
But I do enjoy how they look historically accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you can see every bolt, every pounded piece of metal. You know, it looks amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's pristine.
Oh, believe me, it's a beautiful game.
And then if you go through, like, if you're playing on Narvik, and you go through, like a snow dune or something,
It like
it'll
explodes.
blow up the snow dune, and then you actually have, since it's cold steel and heating up from the engine, the diesel motors and shit, it actually melts the snow and then ices over. Yeah.
Nice.
And it'll ice over, and you can see that gloss.
That's pretty cool.
And when you're running through like the tracks and or the trails and on Narvik, you actually see you can see the mud kicking up, and it gets stuck on the fucking
Tracks.
The track guards.
Oh, okay.
It'll get stuck up in there, and it'll
kind of
build up a little bit,
drop off a little bit.
Yeah. It's really cool.
That is pretty cool. I didn't actually notice that because I'm not playing tanks too much because they always get taken.
Yeah, well, I wasn't being a tank. I was actually trying to chase a tank with sticky dynamite, and I kind of noticed all of that. I was like, "Wow, that is really shiny." I missed.
So is that all you got for the positives, or do you have anything else?
If I think of anything else, I'll just throw it in there.
Okay. Well, then on to the cons.
The fucking machine guns are too fast.
Yes.
And overheat too fucking fast.
Yeah, and I've made that point when I was your tail gunner, saying, I was trying to keep someone from shooting us down. I was able to, but it was extremely difficult because my gun would overheat within a matter of like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and that's burst firing it too.
You heard me burst firing it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was like overheating like almost every time. I had to like watch that gauge and also watch where the guy was going and make sure I wasn't overheating.
And like I'm completely with you on it too, because I was telling I think it was a German Stuka, because I was for some reason allied, and for up reasons I chose the Spitfire.
Yeah.
Many different times on accident. But I was telling this plane, and the Spitfire has 2 guns on each wing.
Yep.
So it's shooting 4 rounds. And if you know anything of Spitfires from World War II,
I actually don't.
those fucking things can shoot forever.
Yeah.
They can sit there and dive bomb you and just sit there and just pepper your entire side with lead.
Okay.
And it's just the whole time from when they're way up in the sky till they're almost to the tree line, and then they leave.
I guess it overheated.
They don't overheat really.
But yours did.
Oh yeah, you sit there and you go boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and it's like, give me a minute.
Like, hold on, smoke break.
It's got to sit there, light a cigarette, smoke it real quick, and take a bong rip if it needs to, have a beer, go out with its friends, come back, and it's like, all right, we're good. Ba-da-da-da, I need another smoke.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice, is that the machine guns, any stationary weapon really, overheats way the too quick.
I remember you were also making a comment of you do miss the reloading animation for artillery and stuff, like the Pack 40.
I'll admit, I did miss that.
I agree, I'd miss it
Mainly
too.
to the fact of that it made you look away for a second to reload, and then you had to re-find your enemy. You know, instead of just looking down the sight the entire time, waiting for it to reload, and as soon as it did, bop!
Right. Now, if you could have 2 people on, like, the Pack 40,
yeah,
I can understand, you know, the gunner, or the button pusher for the shot.
I get you.
But I can understand, you know, if you had your buddy sitting there as your loader, you could sit there with your face on a little thing right there and sit there and be like, there you are, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna get ya.
And then, you know...
And then you got your buddy, he's sitting there, walks right in the middle, and he goes, you're good, and you go...
See, what would be really cool is if they made it like a 2-seated weapon in which that you can load it yourself if you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can load it with you, but when they load it and are done loading it, and they're done loading it, you actually have to listen for that person to go ahead, or like
Fire.
Yep, or listen for the helmet tap or something.
Right. And like if they do the helmet tap, they would have
Like
to make it a distinct tap.
Yeah.
Not like a headshot ping. It'd have to literally just be like...
Yeah. That would be really cool. Instead of having the gauge that tells you, oh, you're ready.
Yeah. You'd have to sit there and be like, all right, I really hope he's done. Or, you know, stop aiming and you could actually just look over and see him shoving that round in there.
Close it up.
Lock it up, or swing it closed, lock it. And then it just looks at you and goes...
Yep.
And you can sit there and be like, yeah.
Misfire!
You put it in backwards, didn't... And then everything blows up. I shot a grenade out of the sky.
Bullshit.
I am not f***ing with you because it killed me.
Nope, I'm calling you
I really hope I have the footage of it then.
I really hope you do too, because I'm going to call you a liar until the day you die, until you show me that video.
No, because what happened was, we were on Narvik, and I think it's C with the broken buildings that got boards going from building to building. I was on the bottom floor, and there's an enemy that was coming up, and I seen him like this, so I started shooting at him, and as soon as he died, he threw the grenade.
Yeah.
And I'm still shooting at him because I don't know when to stop shooting until the magazine's empty. And I'm sitting there going, do, and it goes, poof. My body goes flying. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, you stupid piece of fuck. You lying sack of shit. You're dead. No. How did you kill me? Because I was going to run away from the grenade because I got time.
Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at it and it says I died by a grenade. And I said, there's like, oh, wait, no way.
So it didn't say that someone got the kill on you, it's you died by grenade?
I died by a grenade. I shot the grenade, it blew up in my face, and f***ed me up.
I will give it to you.
I will look for it after this.
If, 1, you can prove it. 2, it wasn't a bug.
No, it's shooting grenades out is a real thing.
Okay. Then I will give it to you.
I have to find it.
You show it to me. Speaking of which, that's one thing I've noticed is that I don't think you can bake your grenades anymore.
I don't know, I've never tried.
Neither have I. I don't
I
want
just,
to.
always ran in and f***ing chucked the grenade and ran away.
Yeah. But I held on to a grenade for a fairly long time.
Well, see, you know what it is? You can't bake the grenade because that was a Call of Duty thing. In Battlefield, you never could bake your grenade.
You can bake it in 4.
What it was is you can hold your grenade and aim. You never drop the pin. Or you never drop the spoon. You always pulled the pin and you held the spoon until you tossed it.
Well, that'd be a good idea to add, because that was a historical thing.
I think that could be a thing that's in it right now.
Hopefully. I mean...
But I don't try. I just,
Yeah, I wouldn't like to try.
I just run up and toss my grenade and hope it hits something. I don't know how to aim.
And that's another thing. Fuse times on grenades are way too long. Should be roughly about 5 seconds for the British frag, and then for the German stick grenades.
Potato masher.
Yeah. That was roughly 7 to 8 seconds.
I love how they got that nickname for the stick grenade.
Potato mashers.
Yeah. I love how they got the nickname. The f***ing Germans really used them as potato mashers.
I know.
That's just amazing. But I think it's about roughly 5 seconds for the frag grenade.
Well, that brings me to my next gripe about the game is I want them to add the testing range back.
Yes.
Because that's going to give everyone time to f*** around with shit, see what's, wrong, see what's, okay, in their own personal space.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about, someone running up on you.
Someone ganking you from behind, yeah.
And then being a little troll asshole teabagging you, and, Watching him get shot from around the corner.
I've only, in this game, in the beta, I've only seen one instance of teabagging, and I shot that motherfucker in the head while he was teabagging.
I've witnessed it a couple times, and there's one time that I did what you did, and I shot the motherfucker in the head. And then the other time, I was about to shoot him, and I just see one of my teammates come barreling up on him, and he just goes, nice.
Knifes him.
Yep. I forgot how to breathe.
You're just so excited you forgot how to breathe?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get it a little bit wrapped up here.
Okay.
The next gripe I had is that tanks seem to be... Well, I mean, this is a gripe of another kid, but he was, in all fairness, being a dumb tank. It was the tank that you can spawn in, the Churchill.
Okay.
He was riding around in it, got up on a position, I think it was C, actually, in Narvik, and he had his tank turned to the side, so he's not really pointing at anything, and everyone can see his flank, everyone's hitting his flank, and I'm, trying to do the best I can with a machine gun, because I was sitting in it too.
Yeah.
And I saw that it was going to explode, so I bailed out, ran, it exploded, and he goes, God damn it, motherfucking bullshit with this stupid ass fucking tank. This tank has no damn health to it whatsoever. It's like 3 shots and you're done. And I'm like, yeah, for the Churchill, that was not the case. I watched the amount of hits that we got. It was like maybe 20 hits, and that was like including grenades, TNT, and mines that we'd ran over, Panzerfaust, and the field guns. And overall, I felt like that was an appropriate amount of health to be given if you know how to use the tank, instead of just, saying, here's my f***ing target, go ahead and shoot me.
Here's my flank. This is where I take the most damage. Hit this now.
With the other tanks, though, I did notice that it doesn't take that incredibly much to destroy them.
I am opposite with you, because I hit I think it was as a Panzer. I hit it in the flank, which would be its rear end.
Yeah.
With the Pack 40, about 3 or 4 times.
Still didn't blow up?
It didn't rep or anything. And it did maybe 24, 30, 54 damage total.
I mean, I could have gotten lucky, because I was firing at a Sherman with the Pack 40. And I hit right on its front, so where its armor should be strongest.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have hit, I don't know if it's got like a weak spot in between the turret, the 40mm turret, and the track. But I may have hit there, maybe it's a weak spot, but it took like 3 shots and it was done. So I don't know if that was just like, or maybe I got lucky and it was like previously damaged and they hadn't repped it or something. But that was just the one instance where I had gotten that and I was like, damn, that was really quick.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be. And I honestly felt like an asshole for killing them because I was like, damn.
I do like, just, one last thing before we wrap it up. I do enjoy how if you're on stationary weapons like the Pack 40 and you shoot an enemy person or an enemy soldier,
it still counts the headshots.
Yes, and you shoot them in the head, it says it's a fucking headshot, dude. It is just so exhilarating. It makes you want to aim for the face more.
I mean, I think that's all the gripes that I got, unless you can think of any more.
Oh, no, I'm good right now.
I mean, other things is like, things that people have already said, like lagging, like when you come upon a group of people, all that.
Lag out.
Yeah, all that activity gets the lag spike.
It's all beta issues everyone's
Right.
been griping about.
Yeah, and then the biggest gripe I have about everything overall, like the system that they have with spawning, is that you can be partially revived, then kicked out, or actually die, have a quote-unquote critical death, and then
not be able to spawn it.
Yeah, it gives you the 9-second spawn, which
that finally happened to me once.
Yeah, apparently it's been happening to a lot of people, and people have already made DICE aware of it. So at least they know and they're trying to fix it.
Yeah, it's got to be a bug.
Yeah. But that's all I really have griping pro-wise, unless you can think of anything.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, from here, I'm going to put in about, let's see, we're at roughly 32, 33 minutes. I'm going to put in about 10 minutes of video for you guys to watch from both my account and Young's account. So please enjoy, and we'll get back to you at the end of the video.
We have armed objective Able. Stay alert. orders are to destroy all objectives. We have just acquired explosives. Good work. Objective Able has been destroyed.
Watch out there!
One of ours has acquired explosives.
Eyes up on this position! Spy trouble there!
Attention, we have just picked up explosives. An explosive has been acquired. Be aware that we have just picked up explosives. We have picked up an explosive.
There! Looks like trouble!
Explosives have been picked up by one of ours. One of our soldiers has picked up explosives. We've picked up explosives. One of ours has just picked up explosives.
Watch out! Danger there! Found it! Hurrah! Bloody problem over there!
One of ours has acquired explosives. Be aware that we have just picked up explosives. Careful, soldiers, we're falling behind. The enemy has defused Objective Baker. This operation is failing. Take the fight to them. We have picked up an explosive.
I'm bleeding. Help me. I'm fucking hurting.
One of ours has just picked up explosives. We picked up explosives.
Alright, we hope you enjoyed that last few minutes of gameplay that we got in there for you, and we would like to close this out by saying that we have a Discord now that a friend of ours has put together. There's an invite link down in the description for you. So go check that out if you so choose to. It's the best way to probably get into contact with both of us at the same time, and probably the best way to get a fast response from us. And yeah, you probably look forward to more Battlefield 5 live streams and games in the coming weeks.
Definitely.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.
Peace.